What's going on, beautiful people? Right, it's not a great start. We've got some big problems in the German blue ram tank. Right, first problem, I've made a mistake with the lamb chop restorer. Now, they shouldn't be in that tank. It's too small for them with the rams. I think if they were on their own, it wouldn't be an issue, but I've had one jump and one die because its mouth was all funny. Now, maybe it was like that when I got it. I don't think so. I think it's been attacked by the rams. There's not enough space for them. They've got to come out. Yeah, really annoying. I've made a mistake there. I didn't know any better, to be fair, did I? So I've not really kept rams before like this, in smaller sort of tanks or anything like that. So yeah, I can take them out. I'm going to put them temporary in this tank. We've got a load of absolutely gorgeous harlequins in here, look, with these albino cherry barbs. They'll go nicely in there. I can tell the difference quite easily, to be honest. These are massive fish, to be fair. They're really big harlequins. I've had them for a long time. So they'll go nicely in the Buddha aquarium, which is an absolute jungle of plants. It's quite cool looking though, isn't it? It is definitely overgrown, but I do quite like looking at it, not gonna lie. So yeah, I'm gonna get the tank drained down quickly and get those fish out. Now, the second thing I've done wrong, now this is a rookie error that I've done many times and should know better. I've accidentally left the light on for 24 hours a day for the past 3-4 days, something like that. So when I was doing the build video, I had the light going on longer than everything else because it was taking me longer in the day to do it. So it was like evening time, I needed the light on. So I flicked it onto manual mode and then walked out. And then of course the next morning I come in, everything's on, so I assume it's just come on automatically. And then I leave before the end of the day, yeah, so on and so forth. So yeah, we've got quite a bit of an algae bomb going on, but I should be able to fix that. First and foremost though, let's get it drained out and get those fish moved across. Okay, that's all good. The German blue rams are doing fine as well. There's one at the back there. We're not going to be able to pick it up, are we? Too many bubbles. Okay, so the reason I did a big water change is obviously to pull the fish to the front so I could actually catch them. And they are now in the tank doing absolutely fine. Where are they? There's one of them. Where's he gone? There we go. There we go. You can see by the back of them. See the black? It's got like a big copper stripe above it, which is kind of different to the shape of the harlequins. So these are the harlequins. Then you've got the lamb chops, like the smaller. They're smaller as well at the moment, but they've got like a bit more of a smaller black bit. I don't know. They look more sort of speedy. Do you know what I mean? Whereas the other ones, which are gorgeous as well, but like look kind of chunky. Yeah. Anyway. So in terms of algae, we've got a load down here on the substrate. We have got some die off from that Glossostigma, but not these ones. And that is because I did have the light further back. And when I put it back, you can see it's so shaded there, but much brighter here. And that's what's happened there. Basically, that one didn't get enough light. I'm just going to sort of pull that out probably and replant. Now I pulled the light forwards. It was further at the back all over this area, but I pulled it forwards and it's got a lot more light, and you can see these ones are doing well. They're actually growing. There's quite a lot of nutrients in this scape. Remember when I set it up, we've got the root tabs, we've got the aqua soil, and so it's going to take some time to sort of get balanced, especially with the higher temperatures as well. That causes everything to go turbocharged. So like even algae gets faster, everything just happens faster. So you've got to be on it with your water changes and your cleaning and that kind of thing. One thing I am going to add to this tank though is the CO2 booster from API, because it's a glutaraldehyde, and you just put that in the tank and it'll just fizzle away at the algae that's on any of the leaves. For instance, up in this top section, look here at that piece of wood. There's some algae on there. There's algae already on all the leaves. Basically, this tank is turbocharged at the moment. Now, combine that with the fact that we've got strong lighting and no CO2 means that we've got our work cut out for us, but we can do it. Right, there we go. We're looking a little bit better. Now, this has set us back quite a bit. I'm not going to lie. It's my own fault. A rookie mistake, like I say, leaving those lights on. And we're getting some weird melt, though, on this Java fern. Can you see? Look at that. It's gone like horrible. It's not coming back from that, to be honest. All the others though are looking really good on that side and on that side there. And so we need to take out that plant, which is not again going to come back. It was in too much of a shaded area. The other two will pull through. They just got diatoms and algae on them at the moment. So yeah, taking out that plant and that plant. I might need to sort of put something else there because it might look a bit odd, but we'll see. We'll see how it looks. Yeah, actually that doesn't look too bad at all. I think I'll just go with that. So that gap will fill in itself naturally with the Hygrophila pinnatifida and also that piece of Java fern that we're seeing there. It will spread across. I mean, let's just give it some time. No need to start cramming it full again. That obviously didn't work in that area for whatever reason. Down the bottom there, again, I'm just going to leave that. It's obviously a shaded area. I don't know if it's coming out on camera, but right in that corner there, it's a lot darker than where these are. So I'm going to leave those. It'll grow across. It'll do its thing. There's no rush, is there? Oh, look at the back there. Oh, I went to go to manual focus and then he went off. Anyway, so they're all doing good. So yeah, look. In all honesty, this is probably one of the worst starts I've ever had to a tank. But you know what, you can't get mad, you know, don't get disappointed, just roll with the punches, try and fix it, try and sort it out. That is all the fun, well, part of the fun, that's not all the fun. All the fun is when it's working perfectly and everything's in an equilibrium. But there's so many elements, isn't there, to, you know, fish keeping, and problems is always going to be one of them. Like, no two tanks are the same. So sometimes I've had tanks that have like just gone wrong. They've just gone wrong and I've not known what's wrong with them. I spent ages scratching my head trying to figure it out, trying different things, and in the end I've just given up on them and they have just sorted themselves out within like a month. I'm not even kidding you. So take out here, for instance, in my sort of plant storagey area, this one here. So at one point, this whole tank just died off and it was completely murky. I couldn't stop the green water coming. Yeah, and I just went, you know what, I've not got time for this now, and just went away from it. And look at it now. It's so nice. I mean, there's basically zero flow in the tank. There's a little bit, but not enough to even move these little plants. The light, extremely cheap. Not really bright at all, but look at how good the plants are. We've even got really nice reds in the Rotala H-Ra that's growing closer to the light. So that's what I'm trying to say to you guys. You know, don't fret too much if your tank isn't going perfectly. Give it time. I mean, I'm probably the least patient person ever. It's not good to be impatient in this hobby. It's a problem of mine, but it's just how I've always been. But sometimes it can be of benefit though, because I do crack on and do things quite quickly rather than procrastinating. But you know, when it comes to tanks that aren't working right, sometimes you just need to leave them and they will sort themselves out. Nature's amazing. Like for this tank, for instance, so I just use it as a little place to store some plant trimmings and just put a little weight on them, for instance, there. Now we've got Monte Carlo that completely died off, but is now starting to carpet everywhere. We've got a nice little bit of algae on that rock. I'm not touching it because this is a shrimp tank and they all seem to love grazing and everything. So yeah, if you look around, we've got quite a few shrimp in here, just sort of dotted about. This is like a little fun tank for me. It's not one I've really shown on camera much because I just sort of put different things in here. It's not really a layout, is it? But something about it that's quite mystical. I really like it, like the pinkness coming from here. I'm going to be using these soon actually in a new setup. But yeah, how good does it look? Just as like a cool sort of, I don't know, random tank thing. Right guys, I've got awesome news. So recently you saw that I broke down the lake tank behind me, Lake Tanganyika tank, and I've pushed it up against the wall. Now this is so that we could do a brand new African system. So I want to do more of a river system. It just more suits my style. It's what I'm into. It's what I enjoy more. And like I say to you, you've always got to do tanks that you enjoy, or you're not even going to look after them. Anyway, what I'm trying to tell you is that I've ordered the plants. They're coming in a few days' time. I've got so many, and I've tried to keep them all as native as I can to the African river systems to try and create sort of like a biotope, but not exactly, because the rocks won't be the same. I mean, the sand won't, you know, it's not going to be a true biotope, but I'm going to try and keep that sort of African river theme as best as I can based on the research that I'm doing. And can I tell you, it's the ideas are popping in my head, the vision is coming to life, like, not really, because look, it's empty, but you know, I really can visualize it now, and in my head it's looking awesome. Hopefully I can, you know, make that happen in the tank for you guys to see as well. But sorry, I don't know what that noise was. So we've actually got a ton of things going on in the studio at the moment. So right here, look, I'm just using, remember I put this one on the wheels? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so I'm using it as a setup table. I'm just doing a little nano tank. This is going to be a really simple setup that I'm doing. It's a sponsored video for API. I'm going to show like first time people who want to get into plant aquariums, maybe people that watch this channel but have never sort of been brave enough to go for it. I'm going to do a really simple setup. So just a cheap, it's Opti-White but still cheap nano tank, a nice budget friendly light, and then I'm going to do a real simple setup inside that anyone can do but should look like real beautiful. So that's what we've got coming up. And then over here, speaking of nano tanks, This is my desk, which you guys also know can be moved at any point. I'm going to be changing this whole section behind it soon. I've got enough nano tanks. I don't need this rack of nano tanks. They're all in the other room, aren't they? So I'm going to take out this section, and I am going to build a high stand that comes all the way across, and I'm going to be putting another 4-foot aquarium on top and a couple of 2-foots underneath it as well, but all of them at good heights, so that, you know, they just look really good. As high as that, actually, I want the 4-foot one to be. And then the 2-foots will be of a good height beneath it that I can actually get to them and show you guys. So why am I doing that? Well, I've got 2 reasons. Number 1, who doesn't like massive tanks? I mean, we all do, don't we? I love them. That's so cool to plant and just see evolve. I didn't think I could have any more big tanks up here. I don't know why, I just assumed I didn't. But I asked our structural engineer, as I said last episode, and he said I could fill this whole top section with water like a swimming pool and it would still be strong enough. He said, bring out what you want. So yeah, that's what I'm doing, a whole load of new tanks in that section. And it just means I don't have to break down any of the other large tanks we've got going on. I can keep them running longer, like the ecosystem one, for instance. That's going to get a bit of a makeover soon as well. So yeah, here is the ecosystem. Oh, hello, Bristlenose. We don't see you on the front glass very often. You're being very brave. Getting big as well. I'll tell you what, when I got that one, it was about half the size. Oh, look, right next to him, look, we've got our Apistogramma here. These are Vieja Super Reds. There's the male, obviously. And there's the female. Now, because I've stepped close to the tank, they think they're being fed. No, you're not yet anyway. So you can see the tank is looking so dark. This is because everything's overgrown. As a result, the bottom sort of parts of the plants have sort of, I don't know, fizzled out because there's basically no light there. So there's a few things I want to do to this tank. First of all, trim it right back. I'm going to cut all the stems and replant them so they're looking good down lower. So it won't be as sort of full as it is now. But I'd rather have like quality plants that are sort of half filling the tank than just filling it up with ones that are, you know, looking a bit drab. I might lower the flow as well so we're not getting so many blown around, because as I've said to you before, if you put stems in high flow, they sort of twirl around themselves, get knotted, and they just don't grow very nice, and we're seeing that in some of these as well. So that's what I want to do with that. Just get this looking real punchy and good again. Don't get me wrong, it looks cool, and it looks kind of naturalistic, doesn't it, with that sort of mysterious dark bits in there. But I want it to be a little bit better looking. I want to get some new plants for it as well. I think I'm going to bring that light down so we've got more light going on in there, because we can get some really good growth with this tank. Should look absolutely fantastic by the time we're done. I'm going to do that in the next vlog. The next vlog is going to be all about the ecosystem aquarium. It's going to look insanely good by the end as well. So in the last vlog, guys, brand new Apistogramma in this tank here, and I've literally just seen them run and hide as I've come up to the tank, but they've been settling in really, really well. They're really sort of not shy at all, really not shy at all. They keep coming into the foreground, begging for food, that kind of thing. I've got them used to tapping on the glass. Now, remember I said to you guys, always tap on the glass when you do your feeding, just gentle, don't boom it, you know, like Nemo style. But yeah, gentle little tap, just so they know that it's feeding time. You know, all fish learn this, and before you know it, they're always in the foreground. It's much more fun and enjoyable then. Right, so here's our Apistogramma at the back there. Can you see him? Cockatoides. Cacatoides, isn't it? It's not cockatoides. That's a bird. Okay, so I've done the little tap already. Let's put some food in. He should spot it. He has been spotting it, but then I don't usually have this big camera right in his face. Are you going to come forward, my friend? Come and have your food. It's right there. Oh, there we go. Good boy. Where's the female? She'll be here somewhere. In fact, the female's usually less sort of skittish than the male, so I'm not quite sure where she is. But you know, one thing I do know is that when I put in the food like this, I come back within like a few minutes, or like 5 to 10 minutes, something like that, and it's all gone. So I know that they're getting some good food in them, and yeah, they're getting less and less shy. Look at this fish. Look at him. What a stunner. Real bright oranges on him. His lips, look at his big blue lips, absolutely gorgeous. And what I'm liking, look at those front pectoral fins. There's actually a variety of little colours on there as well. He's a little bit in the shade there, so we're not getting them, but they sort of glisten blue, and orange, and it just looks so good, doesn't it? I cannot wait to make like a really nice scape for you. Look, he's not shy at all. See, my hands are right on the glass there, moving him around, and he's good. Oh, there's the female. Look, she's coming forward now as well. See, I told you, yay! You're not scared, are you? So I've seen zero aggression between the two of them, even at feeding time, which is a really good sign. I think that, you know, these guys are going to get on great. Please, please, can we get some babies out of you? Because they are stunning. So just like I did with the German blue rams, I want to do like a cool setup for those Apistogrammas, you know, their own sort of style. This one we did like a dual island. I've got no idea what I'm going to do yet. Well, I do have a vague idea. I want to do something big, woody and chunky, like bogwood style, because bogwoods have a ton of little crevices and that kind of thing in them, and I think that'll go really well for creating little sort of caves and that, breeding areas for these Apistogramma. So yeah, maybe just like a big sort of central island piece, like that they can go all the way around, but it's big, thick and woody with a load of epiphytes all on them. That would look really good. And over at the Amazon tank, I've still not seen the Bolivian Ram start clearing up an area, sort of like they did before, start chasing it away, preparing for babies. So that's not going to be happening anytime soon, I don't think, but you know, I could be wrong. Like, I'm very inexperienced in this kind of thing, so that could happen very quickly, I guess. I mean, last time when I put them in here, it was within a couple of days they'd started sort of laying eggs. That's not happening at the moment. Maybe a nice big water change, something like that, could promote that breeding behaviour. Yeah, I'll do that in a minute after this video, I think. Yeah, I'm not complaining though. Look, they've switched back over to this side again, but I know they're not getting things ready, because if you look down here, look, we've got the Dolphy and Panda Cory in there, look, just sort of rustling around in there. There's another Panda Cory there. They seem to, the Corys love leaf litter and sort of sifting through it. That's one thing I'm noticing a lot of. There we go, there's all three of the rams. I think this is the sort of more dominant female that the male has sort of chosen. It's the same as before, slightly bigger than the other one, you see. I don't know if that's a thing that they do. I suspect if there's multiple different kinds of fish, then certain traits in the female would be picked by the male or vice versa. Although saying that, who even knows now? Who even knows? It's just a free-for-all, isn't it? Anyway, they'll do their thing, and that's absolutely cool. I cannot wait until we start to get those babies and eggs again. Like I said, if it happens or when it happens, I'm going to separate them and do like a separate sort of growing out tank for the rams. It's just, I love rams and I love Apistogramma. Like, I think they're becoming my sort of passion in the hobby, and I'd love to be able to successfully get more babies out of them. Because if you remember, like I said to you before, this Apistogramma tank, there you go, there's the hung schloy, male. Female, again, is probably making babies as we speak. Like I said, there's multiple generations of babies in here. I can just rarely ever see... Oh, I thought that was a baby then, but it's not. It's just a leaf floating to the top. I can't really often get them on camera because there's so many hiding places for them. When I see them, I go away, I come back to the camera and come close, gone. I'd love to be able to get them out and sort of put them in separate tanks for growing them out. But sadly, the only way I'm going to be able to do that is to break this tank down. I know it looks great. I can reuse quite a lot of the plants, to be honest, but look, it's beyond repair. Like, if I trim this back, the thing is with moss, when it gets this thick, if you trim it back, it's like completely brown. Like, you can see where it's lifting underneath there, it's brown, so it would not look the same if I just tried to maintain this. It's the sort of thing that really does have to be started again, which I don't mind because I love making the tanks, don't I? And to be honest, when I set this up, I did it more of a nature creme style without a ton of places for the Apistogramma to go to. It's obviously worked though, so doing that style does work for Apistogrammas for sure. So yeah, as usual guys, we've got a ton of fun stuff coming up for you and for me. So if this sort of stuff you enjoy, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button because I would love to see you on the next one. Bye.